Master horse racing with daily racing forms Formulator, now free for DRF Bets members. Sign up to get the best bonus in racing with a $250 deposit match, plus a $10 free bet and free Formulator past performances. Go to drf.com/bet to play like a pro today.
Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off a 50-cent pick 5 with a low 12% takeout at Pimlico on Preakness Saturday with race number 9. It's the grade 3 Chick Lang. These are 3-year-old sprinters. They're going 3/4 of a mile. And we're going to take a look at this evenly matched field. It should be a pretty decent betting race. Old Homestead is the number 5. Perfect from 3 starts, Mike. He hasn't been headed yet. He passed the class test last time out at Keeneland. Now he's going to get another one and a strong pace test as well.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, this is just a really interesting race from top to bottom. Dan, you have, a few of these 3-year-old sprinters coming off of, really big efforts that earned solid speed figures. But I felt like there were maybe ways, to sort of nitpick some of those performances, Dan. I'm looking for some confirmation, especially from the shorter prices on the morning line.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race. They've got Old Homestead up front. I wonder if Cogburn's faster from the rail. He's got to be put to ascend from down there under Joel Rosario, and he's yet to be headed in the first call in any of his 4 races.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, I don't know how it's exactly going to play out, Dan. I do think this pace is probably going to be pretty quick, though, in the early stages. The 3 inside horses all have speed. The 5 Old Homestead is certainly fast enough. The 9 Little Vic has plenty of speed. I think they're going to be going in this race. I just don't know how it's all going to sort itself out up front.
Joel Rosario aboard for Steve Asmussen, who has 2 horses in this year's Chick Lang. He has won this race 4 times. The one is Cogburn, who has yet to take a backward step on the Beyer speed figure scale in his short career. But I think you could argue that he was a bit disappointing last time out in the Bachelor. He was odds on that day. It didn't seem like he was going overly fast. He was lapped on by Wayland Springs, and Wayland Springs was just better than he was in the final 16th of a mile.
That's how I looked at the race, Dan. I know he was pretty impressive winning his 2 prior starts, but both when he was just absolutely loose and not going that fast. I mean, he did not go a fast pace last time. He was in complete control of that race, and Wayland Springs just happened to close him down at the end. I did not see the excuse for Cogburn. Maybe there was one, but I certainly didn't see it. He's pretty tough to take at a short price in here.
Lightning Larry is the number 2, and I think he's a really underrated horse. 7 times in the exacta from 8 lifetime outings. Well, watch his most recent race. This is the sophomore stakes going 7/8 of a mile. I think 7/8 of a mile is a little bit too far for this horse. I think he's a true 3/4 sprinter. He chased this horse from the start. He tries hard. He just isn't able to get it done. Chantal Sutherland takes the mount for Jorge Delgado. He's going to have to run the fastest race of his career in this tough spot, but he's a likable horse.
He is, and I agree with you. I think cutting back to 6 probably helps him. Having other speeds in the race, particularly one to his inside and one to his outside, that's probably not great for him because I do think he wants to go forward. But listen, this horse ran an 89 on New Year's Day this year, and then he had a little bit of a layoff. He could easily take a step forward in here.
Dr. Jeff is the number 3. This horse was a debut winner on dirt, but that was an off-turf race. And the question right now for the Rudy Rodriguez trainee is, what surface is Dr. Jeff's best? Because the last time we saw him, he won the Atlantic Beach very easily, sprinting on the turf.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to make of this horse, Dan. He's won 2 of his 4 starts. He is a stakes winner on the grass, and both of his wins have come sprinting. But they're also both in races where, he was the controlling speed, and neither one of those races came back particularly fast. It's hard to make him the controlling speed in this race, and I just don't know if I can see him winning this race without making the front.
We're nothing if not thorough on the DRFTV stakes previews. Here's the one and only win from 50 to 1 shot number 4, My Handsome Man. Needed a 2-turn race at Charlestown to get it done. 56 Beyer speed figure on the outside. Going to draw away in the stretch. The New York bred son of Central Banker in a very tough spot. Needs a pace collapse.
He does. Who are we trying to convince by showing this video? I wonder. Listen, nice to see this horse finally make the winner's circle, Dan. He looks hopelessly overmatched in here.
Old Homestead, what a nice story. Son of Overanalyzed, made his first 2 starts at Delta Downs, going 5/8 of a mile. Blew those horses off the track. They decided to test him. Last time out in the Lafayette, he caught a pretty good field of 3-year-old sprinters going 7/8. Let's watch that race. But I think what helped Old Homestead this day is that there wasn't a lot of speed. He was the main speed. They ran 1-2 around the track, and there's no closing going on.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is the kind of performance that's really hard to get behind. I realize that he ran fast figures and winning his first two starts too, so maybe he's just a really good horse, Dan. He had all the best of it here over a pretty uninspired field for a Keeneland Stakes race as well. You know, he's 2-1 on the morning line. Maybe he's this good. I have to bet somebody else if he's going to be a short price.
We've seen it time and time again. Turnbacks in fast-paced races usually come with the best and last run, and they get it done. And the 6 chasing time just seems like a very appealing price for Asmussen on the morning line at 12-1, considering that this horse was bet down to 5-1 in the Rebel, a major Kentucky Derby prep 2 starts back. Last race in the Arkansas Derby, a race where he got caught up in a wicked pace. He's won sprinting in the past. I think they're going to take him back and make one run.
That's probably going to be the plan. And I feel like it's the kind of thing that could work for this horse, who did break his maiden sprinting at Churchill. And I thought he ran really well that day from off the pace. I liked his win the first time they stretched him out at Oaklawn, Dan. I thought he looked really good winning that day. But as it turns out, he just doesn't seem like a horse who really wants to go a distance of ground. I know his last 2 starts were graded stakes races. He was bad in those races, though. I think the cutback's really going to work for this horse.
Wheeling Springs, another nice story. Here's an Arkansas bred that took a shot against open foes for the first time in the aforementioned Bachelor. Came from off the pace to win his first 2 races, first 2 wins, and then he got this done in the Bachelor. He got a lot closer to the pace, which makes me think Cogburn wasn't exactly burning, and it looked like Wheeling Springs was never going to go by till very late in the game. Then he jumps back to his left lead. Maybe it gave him a little bit of energy, and he got his neck down in front. Game effort.
Yeah, really game effort. And, you know, he ran down a horse who was 3-5 and just had all the best of it on the lead, Dan. I mean, I feel like this is a quality win, especially when you sort of watch these 2 cross the wire and then see how long it takes for everybody else to show up. I mean, they were well clear of that field. And this horse ran in that race. You know, to me, if I just had to take one of those 2 horses back, Wheeling Springs or Cogburn, I'm taking this horse.
And it's not like he's a one-dimensional speedball like Cogburn that's kind of going to be at the mercy of these other pace horses. He can sit back and make a run if necessary. A lot of hope is one of the local sleepers in here for trainer Jerry Robb. This is the younger half-brother to the very talented Street Loot. This is a horse that got cast in the gate and was a vet scratch. It cost him some time. He returned to the races, and he beat older horses in nice fashion last time, going 5.5 furlongs over a sloppy track. He's in behind horses in this race. He's going to get through, and he's going to get up to win. He has yet to run a fast race. Jerry Robb, I talked to him earlier this week. He loves this horse's big, long stride. He has a lot of confidence in this horse despite stepping up in class.
Yeah, this is not an easy spot for him. He has run some good races, though. I really like this performance from him. He comes with a nice finish to get the job done here. I don't know. I think this horse actually is pretty good, Dan, but he's a little bit slow on the way in. He's won 3 times, all at 5.5 over wet tracks. And this is going to be, sort of a totally different situation. I do think he's an interesting long shot, though.
Little Vic is back to doing what he does best. He likes sprinting. He showed he liked sprinting 13 days ago at Monmouth. Let's watch his first level allowance win against great 3-year-olds. He's odds on. He's taking over the lead. He's on his way. Career best 91 buyer. The connections got it in their heads that maybe he was a Derby horse. They ran him in the Sam Davis. They ran him in a 9-furlong first level allowance against Preakness entrant Skippy Longstocking. He is a pure sprinter, and this outside post gives Paco Lopez plenty of options.
Exactly. Yeah, he was part of a really fast pace 2 starts back too, going 9 furlongs. They finally cut this horse back. Another one, Dan, an 87 buyer in December as a 2-year-old, finally back to sprinting last time. He's up to a 91. He's got a great post on the outside to maybe take a seat if he has to. This horse is a contender, in my opinion.
Before we get to our top selections, please, please, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for all the latest DRFTV video offerings. Top pick time. I think I might be being a little bit foolish here. I really liked Cogburn's wins, 2 and 3 bet visually. I thought he had the look of being a really promising 3-year-old sprinter. I was very disappointed he lost last time out. He might just be overbet too much for me in this race. I think he is going to rebound with a good performance. I like the 2 horses coming out of Oaklawn. Chasing time, though, he makes a lot of sense, especially at that morning line.
Yeah, I like this horse cutting back, Dan. I think it's the right thing to do. Win or lose, I think this is the right race to run him in. He should have some pace in front of him. He's going to be a fair price in this race. you know, all those things sort of made it an easy call for me to take him on top. I'm also using a lot of the 9 in this race, Dan Little Vic.
He's a major contender as well. What a fun race to kick off a 50-cent pick 5 with a low 12% takeout. It is the Chick Lang on Preakness Saturday. Best of luck.